Hello. Is this thing working? No, I'm just kidding. I know it's working, but it's been 3 weeks, so I am sorry for the time off. Been super busy with this offer that we actually launched, and we're about almost at $1 million cash collected in about 2 weeks. So I'm probably gonna make a case study about that one. So drop a comment if you wanna see something like that. But I am back today with a live sales call review. I don't think I've done one of these for whatever reason, even though I have thousands of calls that I could show you guys. I figured I'd show you one. One of my reps on my team was like, hey, Kitchen, can you send me some calls? And he liked this one specifically out of all the calls I sent. I see why. It's really not like super frameworky or super processy and not super salesy, but it's a very just real call. Like me giving the guy tough love, being super blunt, being super honest in the call. And I think this might help a lot of you guys break that limiting belief that your calls have to be this super processy and this super structured thing. Like what I tell my guys is there's no rules in the sales game. There's no rules. I don't have to do future pacing. I don't have to do consequencing. I don't have to do that if I don't want to. And if I get everything I need, I can just move on, right? So I think this call will show you a live look into that of like, there doesn't need to be some strict process. I believe when you start, you should have a strict process, but I'll show you that once you have some reps in the game and maybe even years of experience, this is how your calls can look. And they don't even feel like fucking sales calls. They just feel like conversations that have an agenda. And on this one, you're gonna see some tough love, okay? So I will see you guys in the recording. And if you like videos like these, drop a comment below. Also too, if you'd like to learn from myself, because this is only a sneak peek of what we do inside of Close the Cartel. So if you'd like to learn from myself, there's an application below so you can apply. Either way, I will see you on the call review and hope all of you enjoy. All right, people, so let us hop into this. By the way, this is an offer that I was asked to close on like a day before. One of my friends needed help on one of the offers that he was managing. So he was like, hey, you wanna take a call? I was like, yeah, sure. So keep in mind that like discovery for pretty much any B2C offer you're going to be out there is roughly going to be about the same. It's like a make money online type of offer. So take that into consideration as well. I knew the influencer and I knew what they sold and stuff, but I didn't sold this offer before. Cool, let us take a look.
This meeting is being recorded.
What's going on, Matt? How are you?
Yo, I'm doing pretty well. Let's see my sweet.
Okay,
I'm doing okay. Yay!
Awesome, cool. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Orlando.
Oh, nice. I'm here in Tampa, not too far. Okay, so Orlando and Tampa are only an hour away. I'm not making up some random shit like, oh yeah, you live in Virginia? Dude, my second cousin's dog lives in Virginia, right? Like, I'm not a huge rapport builder, but like, if someone's gonna say something, like for example, I've hopped on the sales calls and like, someone literally used to live in my hometown, and I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy. Like, where'd you live? Like this, and that, and this. It was real, right? Like, let's say I was a grocery worker at a cashier, and then like, oh, I've seen you in my neighborhood. Oh, like good to meet you. Like da. Like, it's natural, right? I'm not saying here making up any shit. Like, we actually are an hour away from each other. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not gonna sit here and tell my life story because of that. But like a little bit of this, like, hey, what's up, man? Where are you calling from? Oh, dude, amazing. I'm here in XYZ city. Obviously, this is when I used to live in Tampa, so this is older call recording, but like, don't be unnatural. This is just natural, right? If you guys have nothing in common, I don't need you to pretend like you do, right? But the last thing I want you to do is hop on your calls and like, this guy gets in, and again, you gotta realize that people don't take these calls every single day. Sometimes, like for this guy specifically, it's probably his first call like this ever, right? And if you're just like, cool, ready to jump in? It's like, yeah, like with your more advanced people, like if you're selling to like salespeople or you're selling B2B, like I'm all for it. But like B2C, you gotta know your prospect. Like they're probably a little skeptical coming onto these calls, and you're gonna see that. And yeah, just something I want to put out there. So let's keep watching though.
I was just in Tampa. My friends who have been my roommates for the past like 3 years, two of them decided to move to Tampa because one of them got a job offer at like an investment company.
Nice. Okay. What part of Tampa were you in? Again, some people would say, oh, don't do this, but like, dude, it's natural, it's whatever. I'm gonna skip a little bit though, because you guys don't really need to hear all this. How long you been following for and everything we've been doing? Cool. So ask him, how long have you been following the influencer for? Keep in mind, I knew this was an organic lead, so honestly, if he's like, oh, dude, I've been following for 2 years, like I know it's going to be a pretty easy call. It's not even for that. It's just like, it helps him build more certainty, right? Especially if it's organic, right? But if it's paid, I would not be asking this question, right? Reason why is because I can almost take the assumption this person has maybe never heard of this person, and let's say I hop on a pay call and they're like, yeah, I figured out about you guys 48 hours ago. That's already in their head telling them, oh, dude, I'm not ready to like pay money on this call, right? But if you get on and dude, I've been following this guy for 5 years. you're pretty much ready to pay, right? It's not me saying that. It almost helps them more than it helps me, right? So you just got to know who you're asking it to.
Probably for the past couple of years, honestly.
Oh, shoot.
So
Yeah, there you go.
I bought his like original course that was like
Nice.
1,700.
Yeah.
Because I have these like moments of like
So we bought the low ticket, and let's hear what he goes from here.
flash inspiration.
Yeah.
Is the best way they call them.
Yeah.
Right, where it's like, oh, I'm stuck in normal life, and then like I see it and I get inspired, and then I'm gonna do it, and then I've made like a couple of.
Keep in mind, I'm going to critique my own sales calls, right? So this is probably from like a year ago at this point. There's a lot of things that I do today that are so much different. Again, the only reason why I want to review this one is because one of my reps is like, dude, that thing's amazing. But there's a lot of things I would have done differently. So I just would have went right into, wait, what do you mean you get flashes of inspiration? I know what he means, but I just wanted him to elaborate. What do you mean you just get these flashes of inspiration and then you just stop? Why do you feel like that is?
Emails before just on Google Docs, and then life got in the way again of like, oh, what if this entrepreneurship thing is like? Is it weird to think right now it's like cringe?
What happened?
Hold up.
I knew exactly what he said. I was like, but I was a little confused. So again, act normal. If someone came to me and they're like, entrepreneurship is cringe, I'd be like, wait, what? Right? I knew exactly what he said, but I was just like, wait, hold on, what?
I'm trying to like change my audio setting on here.
You're good.
There we go. All right, sick. Is it weird to like? I think I'm so iffy on it because I always think that like it's cringe, but I don't want to think that like starting your own business or at least like buying into something that can eventually make you money is cringe, right?
Why do you think it's cringe?
And I'm going to make, some people would say it's bad to make assumptions. I think assumptions are okay when you're 99% of the time you're going to be right. Let's say someone came to me and they're like, dude, I've just been going to the gym every single day, but I just can't lose weight. Do you think it's because of the diet? Like 99% of the time, that assumption's right. Right? So I don't even count it as an assumption. If I was like, you drive a blue car, that's a pretty big assumption. Like you never know, but like I'm gonna make an assumption here, and it's 99% of the time gonna hit, so I don't even call it an assumption.
I don't know.
I'll tell you why. Are you in college?
Yeah.
So instead of saying I'll tell you why, I'd be like, okay, I would have given him some more context. You look like a young dude. I'm sure we're roughly around the same age. Are you in college? Right? The reason why I'm doing this is because I know the type of people that think this stuff is cringe. For example, myself, I started doing this whole high ticket sales thing when I was in college. Everyone came up to me and they're like, are you promoting a pyramid scheme? Why are you selling a course? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And then now there's people like, yo, can you put me on? Can you put me on? Not saying there's anything wrong with it. I understand why they think that, right? But I know people that think it's cringe. So I'm going to take a pretty 99% right assumption that this guy's going through the same shit, right? This is why personal experiences matters a lot, because I can just tell we're roughly around the same age. So I might say something right here that's going to strike a chord in him and be like, dude, that's exactly it. And then we actually start getting to the root of the problem, because I know this it's almost like I know this guy's problem more than he knows it himself, right? That's what sales is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay. What college did you go to?
UCF.
Oh, okay. Would it be fair to say you think it's cringe because nobody else in your vicinity is trying to do anything like this?
Yeah, no, like the rest of my friends, we're all like, at least
Boom. So I hit it, right? Again, like that's why I took this assumption, because I knew 99% of the time I'm going to be right. And where this is going to help me in my pitch is be like, look, like you're going to get a whole like-minded community of people that are going to be the same thing as you. So you don't have to listen to your friends that probably have same goals as you, but they're too scared to go get it, because you having people around you that don't even believe in stuff, how is that affecting your journey? Oh, dude, it's fucking up everything. In what way, though? Well, because, dude, every time I ask for their opinion on something, they always tell me no. And then, like, I stop. Okay, but the fact that you take their opinion over your own, where does that leave you? Working 9 to 5, I don't want to live. Right? There you go.
I think, though, we're all, like, the smarter, like, group of kids, right? Like, come high school, like, we were kind of the ones that, like, didn't do anything stupid. We used to all the stupid kids and laugh at them because they were dumb. We were those guys. And so going to college, we were college bound, right? We were like, as long as we knew we applied ourselves, we would be fine. Yeah. And then a couple of us got jobs, and the rest of us are still like in college. But I've always thought like the idea of starting your own business, or even something as simple as like growing on Twitch or YouTube, where technically like that's your own like channel, it's your own like form of bit. Like,
cool. As soon as this guy said that, I knew exactly what type of person he was. Why? Because I knew people like him in high school. Those gamers that like are kind of a little insecure and they just sit in their room and play video games all day, but they know they could be doing something, even if it's remotely related to video games or something else. Their friends or the people on Twitch, they're like, oh yeah, that's so toxic, or oh yeah, that's a pyramid scheme. Like they're like TikTok brain people. Like their brain only goes to things that are on TikTok, right? I can almost like develop this avatar of what type of person this is, and I'm going to take everything that I know about these types of people. I don't care what anyone says. Stereotypes are real. There's a truth behind every stereotype, in my opinion. If not, there wouldn't be a stereotype in the first place, right? So I'm not stereotyping this guy. I'm not doing that in a bad way. But most of the time, it's gonna fucking land, right? And I'm sure all of you can kind of paint the picture. He's talking about growing on Twitch. He's talking about business being cringe. Like I can tell, and this guy talks about video games later on. I can just tell what type of person. If you're like roughly around my age, the age of 22, like you can kind of just tell what type of person this guy is, right? And I'm going to take everything that I know about this type of person and almost strike a chord in there to make him realize, like, this is your fucking issue.
I've always thought that to be cool, but at the same time, it's just like, damn, I bought a course and then now I have to apply myself to it to then make money off of it. But then I wouldn't have started it if I hadn't put the 2K or whatever I would need to down.
Yeah. Well, your issue is you gotta find out, or not issue. You gotta figure out what you want.
I don't know what I want.
Okay. Well, I'm very skilled at.
Again, I probably would have went a different route this time and age, but it is a true thing. Well, what do you want? If you think it's cringe to do this, then you're probably gonna go into working 9 to 5. But is that the life you want to live? No. Okay. So you not being open to the idea of different things, how is that affecting you? Well, it's affecting me because if I'm never open to something, I'm never going to do anything different, right? So again, this maybe I took a little bit of different assumption, but I was hitting. I was hitting on every time, and I think that's why it worked, right? So if you have good personal skills and you're very personable, like you can probably do some of this stuff.
Asking people what they want. What don't you want?
Cool. So literally all I did was,
I guess, to be a quote unquote failure.
pause. Okay, so there you go, right? All I did here is like, I don't even know what I want. I'm gathering all my data and making a very avatar assumption here. Again, these guys spend a lot of time on Twitch. They spend a lot of time on TikTok. They spend a lot of time playing video games. They don't even get to self-reflect of what they actually want in their life. So I'm just going to go the negative route. Okay, well, if you don't know what you want, what don't you want? Like, let's say you're going out to eat dinner. I don't know what I want to eat. Okay, well, what do you hate? I hate pizza. I hate chicken. I hate this. Okay, well, now I have a better idea of what you want. You want steak? Yeah, I like steak. Okay, cool. Let's do this thing.
I guess to be a quote unquote failure.
Okay. And that means many different things to many different people. What do you think that means, Matt?
What that means to me.
Cool. Now this is where it's going to start getting deep, right? I don't want to be a failure. Okay, well, what does that mean? And what does that mean to you personally?
It is not being able to enjoy my life. If I'm stuck in a 9 to 5 where, yeah, sure, I make a decent amount of money, and then I get to vacation once every other year, that just seems like I've been pigeonholed into something. Mm-hmm. Or failure also just means, like, I fucked up so hard that I became homeless. Or I need to rely on my parents, and I don't really want to do that. I've never.
This guy's thinking very extreme, which I call it out, which is fine. But at the same time, too, like, you'll kind of see what I do here. I help him piece it all together for himself.
I wanted to do that.
Okay. Let me tell you I think what's happening here, too. I think you're thinking about very extreme scenarios, which is okay. But at the same time, too, you have to start thinking of the Matt that you want to become. So what I'm hearing is that you don't want to work a 9 to 5, and you probably don't care how you make money.
Okay, so can I tell a little bit of backstory real quick?
Yeah.
So, gamer, right? Built my own PCs, and so I'm like, oh, I don't really know what I want to go to college for, but I've taken like a couple of engineering classes in high school, so I'm like, oh. Cool.
So why am I going this route? I don't really care. You probably don't care how you make money. You just don't want to live this life. It's because I was the same way going to college. I was in a frat with 70 people that didn't care what they did. All they wanted to do was just like live an okay life. Obviously, I wanted to live a better life, but nobody really cares about what they do. They just care about making money and living a life that allows them to spend the money that they want to, right? So I just took, not an assumption, a 99% of the time going to hit assumption, and it's going to work. And now he starts opening up more.
Computer hardware engineer. That sounds interesting to me. Had a rough semester because I watched a good bit of One Piece.
Yeah.
I have no idea what he was talking about, but I just went with it.
And I did a year of a different major and then switched to IT. and then now I'm writing that out.
Cool. So I was exactly right. You have no idea what the fuck you want to do. You just want to make money, right?
And then now I'm learning that I need to like study up for certifications to then get a help desk job and then grow into that field.
And I don't think you'd be here today if you wanted to do that, right?
That's fair.
Okay. But
I probably should have went, okay, well, I mean, dude, you don't need to tell me the answer I want here. Like, is that true? Like, would you be looking at this business model if you actually want to go live that? No, okay, so why don't you want to live that life? That's the route I would have taken today. Again, this was like a year ago, so I can't change that, but yeah.
you just have to know your intentions behind stuff. Like you wouldn't be here today if you really thought it wasn't the route that you want to be on. First off, you wouldn't have bought me for the past year or from whenever you bought it. You wouldn't be following him for years, great. But there's also, I'm sure you've watched other people make money online and be like, oh, that's interesting, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Your mind wouldn't allow you to do that if you're actually really opposed to it. Like if I just hated something, that I wouldn't even watch it. I wouldn't play anything into it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be on a call like this, right?
That's fair.
You're just in that. How old are you?
22.
Okay, so I'm helping you piece it together because as you can tell, this guy's a very kind of a lost guy. Works at Target. I don't think he's even told me that yet, but works at Target, is switching from major to major to major to major, and he's having trouble just kind of like making it all make sense for him. You're watching all this online business content. If there wasn't a little bit of faith in your mind that this could actually work, I don't think you would keep watching it, and I don't think you would keep trying, and more importantly, I don't think you would be here today. Would that be fair to say? Yes, that'd be fair to say. Okay. And then I still would have went the negative or the other route of like, okay, well, why don't you want to work a 9 to 5? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Okay, I'm 21. We're pretty much in the same boat.
Yeah.
I know so many people. I went to USF. I did too.
Cool. Now I'm getting to my own personal life and giving me context of why, like, maybe I know him better than he knows himself, and why I'm hitting on all these like interesting points, right?
Because I had associate's degree, so I went in with my AA, so I got my bachelor's. Didn't want to be there at all. I wanted to do shit like this. It gave me time because I was going there for free, right? I think you're just a little lost.
Yeah, no, you can totally say that.
Again, hitting on every single point. He's not arguing with that. He's like, yeah, I accept it. But again, it's true. A lot of you closers would be really scared. And again, there's points in this call where I start giving him a lot more tough love than this. I'm like, you're just lost. Yeah, that's true. Okay, dude, let me help you.
But
okay, it's not a bad thing because 99% of the college students are there, right?
Lost. Yeah. All I know what I want is some sort of financial freedom, but that number is different for different people.
Yeah. What do you think it's for you?
Cool. So again, this call is a little bit different of a process than my actual process, right? But he just got on. He was like, I bought this person's stuff X amount of a year ago, and I did nothing with it. I'm like, well, why did you do it? He was like, I think online business is cringe sometimes. I'm like, well, why the fuck would you buy it if you thought it was cringe? Is there other people in your ear telling you it's cringe? Yeah. Okay. Well, do you want to listen to them? No. Well, what do you want? I don't know what I want. Okay. Well, let's think about what you don't want. I don't want to live a life where I'm a slave. Okay. Well, is you on the college route you're on today? Is that going to lead you there? Yes. Okay. So we need to change things. Right.
Well, right now I'm making $15.58 at a Target for the past 2.5, 3 years, and just scraping by with the money I get from the government. You know, more than $2K.
Okay.
Because then,
I'm sure it's a humble goal. What about like 6 months from now? Matt wakes up every single morning. He's like, all right, I can go do what I want and how I want. What do you think that number is for you?
The first number that pops in my head is 10K.
Okay.
That's just the first one.
Yeah.
Whenever like other people who have like created their own business start throwing around like money math, for example.
Yeah.
Of like, you get one client that pays you 2K, get 5 of those clients, boom, you're at 10K a month, right?
It makes it sound really easy. Yeah.
It sounds really easy, but then also the numbers that he uses just sound like damn, it's like that. It's like an imaginary number almost.
Well, dude, I'm telling you, like from someone that was literally looking from your side of the perspective, yeah, it felt the exact same way. Once you've done it.
So the route I would have went on today is like, okay, well, the fact that you think it's an unimaginable, are you ever going to get there? Because if I think running a 4-minute mile is impossible and it's never going to happen, am I going to hit it? If I think getting in the best 6% body fat is physically impossible, would I ever do it? No. Okay. So how do we need to start thinking about it? This is possible. I just need to get in the right vehicle and do the right work that'll actually get me there, right?
Your vision's 2020. It's like, oh shit, like it only took me a few. It's not much. But when you first start,
Again, I think I would have went a little bit different route of this, but like as you see, I'll get the job done. But
you don't have to be this ambitious person to go buy this Lambo and buy all these nice watches and everything.
Yeah.
You just want to not work a 9 to 5. Is that correct?
Yeah. No, like,
And you want to be able to do what you want how you want.
exactly, right? Like, one thing that I've like started to get into, which I also think is cringe, but it's because if I were to see other people like enjoy it, then I think they're weird, but I also enjoy it. You know what conventions are,
Yeah.
right? Like, I play video games. It would be cool to go to like, I don't know, like a convention based around that game, for example, right?
Why are you so opposed to doing things that you actually want to do?
Dude, that's the question I've been asking myself for the past.
cool. So now I'm ready to rethink. He's like, dude, I would love to do this. Why are you so worried about what other people think? But the thing, it's actually what you want. Like, what do you like? Why is that happening?
Last like few weeks,
Yeah.
and I've just been like trying to find an answer.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's because
It's probably the people you surround yourself with.
that's the first thing that comes to mind. But
A little in for me to start pitching to the community, right? But let's be truthful. It's probably the environment. It's probably the people you're surrounded by. Why? Because I knew what it was personally like to surround my people or myself with people that didn't have the same goals as me.
because I love those fuckers so much, I don't want to like call. I don't want to.
Dude, I lived in a fraternity house with 40 other fucking dudes, and I loved them to death, but they weren't serving my goals.
Yeah. I mean, do you still talk to any of them?
What?
Do you still talk to any of them?
Yeah, actually, I put a few of them onto online business, and it makes me feel great. A handful of them, yes, I do.
Yeah.
And you can't be scared to put them. You don't even have to push them to the side or anything. You can do what you want, how you want, and they're gonna respect you. Hopefully, if they're good people, they will respect you for doing what you actually want to do.
Is it weird to say that I'm more open to do it now because I just helped them move out, and now I know they won't be like near me?
Okay, so what am I starting to realize? Very, very big self-doubt, very, very big lack of independence, very, very bad at being a leader, and he's just a follower, right? So now I know exactly what type of person this guy is, right? So like, again, today, this call would be a lot different. I'd be probably going way harder on this guy than I actually was. There's points of him where I give him pretty tough luck, or tough love. We can all see what type of person this guy is, but if you're using all these very like tactical approaches, which again, I think for as a beginner, it works and stuff like that. But does this feel like a sales call at all? No. Is he still going to buy? Yes, because I'm just breaking these limiting beliefs, right? One thing I would definitely change a lot, again, this was a year and a half ago, or a year ago at this point, is I would be asking a lot more instead of saying. But I felt that I could dominate this conversation so much, it didn't matter if I said it or asked it. That's what I'm saying. Like, every sales trainer in the world will tell you, like, this guy is wrong, he's telling people instead of asking. I agree, right? But there is no rules. If I feel like I can fucking dominate this conversation, which I am.
It's not their fault. That's your fault.
Yeah.
That's your fault because you probably have limiting beliefs that has held you to this position.
Yeah.
And think about this too. This is not a call about me going after you. How long ago did you buy?
Year and a half at least.
What the hell have you been doing?
Boom. He bought the low ticket a year and a half ago, and I go, what the hell have you been doing? I framed it in a way, I'm trying to help you, but I've earned this guy's respect. He's an open book, right? But if you're using all this salesy shit, but if you're not yourself, and people feel that, they're not going to be open with you, right? This guy's an open book to me. Why? Because it doesn't feel super high pressure. It doesn't feel high resistance or anything. It feels like me. If you meet me in person, the same way I'm speaking to you now, the same way I'm speaking on this call, I'm exactly the same. So once you find yourself being congruent, as in like, I sound the exact same way in my real life as I do on my sales calls, okay, I'm good at what I do, right? But if it's, then maybe you need to think to yourself, okay, maybe I need to change some things in my personal life. Maybe I need to change the way I am around people. Because if you're not who you are in the field, how are you going to be the same person off the field? Genuinely.
Because these are questions you have to be asking yourself.
What have I been doing? I would glorify the idea of starting to realize, oh, hey, it's kind of a pain in the ass to do like cold call and not cold call, like cold DM people that like try to like, because I didn't 100% believe in it. I love the idea, but I wasn't 100% invested, so I couldn't like get people to. I couldn't sell a thing that I wasn't 100% like.
Right.
Oh, hey, I'm confident I can do it.
Yeah.
So then I would get trapped in the. Oh, let me just focus back into school, make sure that's going fine. Oh, I gotta go to work. Oh, And then once I get free time, I just want to sit down, watch some anime, play.
So he's like any other fucking human being in the world. Well, I'm not confident. Okay, well, I'm just going to stop. Okay, a route I would have went here. It's like, okay, so you weren't confident. Now what? If we do nothing about it, what are we going to remain? Not confident. Okay. How do you build confidence? Doing the right things over and over again, right? If let's say you went to the gym for one day, are you now confident in terms of the gym? No. But let's say you went for a year, would you be confident? Hell yeah. Why? Because you did the right, obviously if you're doing the right workouts and stuff, you're doing the right things over and over again. So what has stopped you from doing the right things over and over again? Well, I didn't know what I was doing. And again, this is where I've changed my approach a lot. I usually hit into the limiting beliefs. Okay. Well, usually when you don't know what you're doing, you usually get help. We've been here. What has stopped you from getting the right help? I've been scared if I put my money down, I might not see the result I can. Okay. It's the root of the problem. It's fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of failure, right? But if you never get over that, and you keep giving into it, where does that leave you? In the same spot, right? But let's say we finally push through that, and you do the work. Where do you think you'd be? Where I want to be? Okay. So which one do you want to do? Do you want to keep giving into fear? And let that dictate how your life goes? Or do you want to push through fear and do the work, and that dictates how your life goes? Which one do you want to do?
Fucking destiny.
Yeah. You got life, but you got the comfortable Matt.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, and don't take this in the wrong way. Do you feel like you deserve to make $10K a month and be comfortable and have financial freedom? Do you think it's possible?
Okay, so again, a change I would make in myself is I gotta stop smiling, right? If I ask these questions today, I do not smile when I ask that. It's supposed to be a heavy-hitting question, right? So even though a lot of this conversation has been lighthearted and stuff, like the tough love still needs to be there. Like I need to drop the smile and mean it a little bit more.
I think, like, yes, I think it's possible, but I've never hyped myself up because that's, well,
Dude,
like,
you got this, bro.
yeah. I mean, like small flex, but
Okay, so what am I doing? Self-doubt, right? Again, I would have beat him down just a little bit more and then hyped him up, right? You never hype yourself up. If you're not even your own supporter, who's going to support you? You playing sports? Yeah. Football, okay. What if Tom Brady was never confident in himself? What if he was never his number one supporter? What if he didn't believe he could throw the ball that far? He could throw the ball with that much accuracy. You think anyone else would fucking believe in him? No? Okay. So how the fuck does Matt think have a top 1% lifestyle if he can't even fucking believe in himself? How the hell is that gonna work? Yeah, you're right. Dude, I believe in you. The same effort you put in fucking video games, if you just put it here, you'd be live a different life. I believe in you. But again, you gotta show me why I should believe in you. Do you believe in yourself? Genuinely. I do. Are you sure? Just be honest with me, dude. I do. Okay. So we need to start showing up for ourselves more.
been to the gym for 3 years. I fucking transform my body. I know how to like stick to a thing and then be proud of me doing things.
I went through a 100-pound weight loss transformation too, and totally changed my life too. Like I understand what that means to you.
Then like when I get stuck in like comfortable, Matt, all I'm like worried about is like, am I a good friend / person? And I wouldn't be a fucking good friend if I didn't like do all that shit, stay up till 4 a.m. just to help them move their shit.
Yeah. The thing is, are you a good friend and a good person to Matt?
Yeah, no.
Heavy hitting question. He's worried about being a good friend. But are you a good friend to yourself? Are you a good person to Matt? Because that's the most important part.
You got me there.
That's
You got me there.
It's not me getting you. It's are you showing up for yourself the way that you're supposed to? Yes or no?
No, I feel like I'm adulting myself. Like there's things I want to do, but then you have a little voice saying, oh, "This is what you should / need to do. You need to go do those."
Yeah.
And then if you don't do those, you kick yourself in the butt because you didn't do the things you know you should do.
Yeah. Well, what if we let the next 3-4 fucking years and we keep giving into that little thought in our head? Oh, this is cringe. This is different. Where are we gonna be?
Like I'm getting more into the idea of like, oh, like what if I start streaming, because that seems interesting to me. And then like
the thing is, if your friends were there, would you have done that? Would you?
Fuck no, because one of them barges into my room constantly. and I don't want his annoying ass looking at me on stream.
The thing is, it's not even his fault. It's your fault for even thinking that way.
No, I know, but yeah, it's not his. It's my perception of what I think he would think.
Who's gonna have to go out through all these struggles? Is it you or them? Like showing up every single day when anything you want in this life gets hard. When you're pushing through, no matter what. At the end of the night, when you're hitting your head on the pillow, who has to feel that way? Is it you or them?
That's me.
So are you gonna do stuff that serves Matt or other people? I can tell you have potential. You have these things in your head that you want to do. It's just like you have to grab life by the balls and actually fucking do it, or else nobody will.
You know what? You know what I always found funny? I've had this saying for a while. It started in high school of it'll buff. Our friend group just used to say it'll buff, right? Something shit. Oh, it'll buff. Don't worry.
It'll go away. Yeah.
It kind of not even like go away of like, oh, it'll like fix itself.
Yeah.
And then it turned like in my head, it started turning to, well, I know it'll work out because I'll make it work out, but I have to make it work out.
Yeah. You can make this shit work, bro. It's just you have to make that initial decision in your head is like, am I finally ready to say fuck everyone else and finally do the things that I want to for myself and my family?
Yeah.
And do you feel like you are? Because that's the thing that's going to solve everything in this world in your own world. What I mean,
I would want to be that filler. That's something I've always wanted to be.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, you want to be it. The question is, are you going to take the steps and actions to go ahead and do it?
Fuck it, yeah.
What I would have done differently there is like, man, how's it finally feel fucking saying, dude? Because dude, that's not a thing that we've just been talking about for 16 minutes and 37 seconds. This has been a fucking thing on your mind for years at this point, bro. How's it finally feel saying, fuck it? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway. Genuinely, how's it feel?
And I say this knowing that like Wednesday I'm driving back up to Tallahassee. So that's where I'm from, right? I'm from like Tally.
Yeah.
Visiting for the weekend for like 4th of July / my dad's birthday.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell myself, oh, like I can't do it because I'll be busy. I'll want to hang out with friends or hang out with family, and then I won't have that much free time.
Just like the last time, life got in the way. Life is always going to get in the way. You're living, right?
I have a MacBook. I can get away from the house for a few hours to work on this shit.
Yeah, dude, you can do anything in this world. It's just like, are you going to get rid of the excuses and actually do it no matter what? So sometimes what you want to do for people that have a lot of self-doubt is like hype them up a little bit. As long as you generally believe in them. I think this guy can actually do well, especially with this business model. But like, it doesn't need to turn into a beatdown session every single time. I think I would have went a lot harder in this day and age. Again, this is a year and a half ago. But a little bit of empowerment, a little bit of building him up, like definitely helps. You invest into it. A course is great. The thing is, coaching in a community is totally fucking different. You were sitting there in the gym by yourself, you might not have even shown up that day. But the fact that your boy was like, you depended on you, you showed up no matter what. Right? That's probably why it didn't work out the first time. Be honest.
Yeah, because it was just me in that course. There's a lot of good information in that course, but it's a great course, and then I'm the problem.
You're not even a problem. It's just like this is how people operate.
Cool. So I want to fix that. Again, there's definitely things I would have went differently about and all this different stuff, but I have the right approach down.
And it's fine. It's like if I play basketball and I was the only one shooting, like I'm just gonna give up. There's no point, right? But if we have a teammate and I have coaches, it's gonna make this shit easier.
Yeah, it's easier and more fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip a little bit because I think this is where I pitch.
I'm happy for you. Let's make this thing fucking work and let's crush, okay?
Yes, sir. Tomorrow morning before I come back to this hellhole.
Let's go. All right, I'll talk to you soon, okay?
You have a nice night, man.
Okay, so that was the end of it. Again, there's a lot of things I would have changed. Again, a year and a half ago, a little bit more accountability, a little bit more of a different approach towards more of the accountability stuff like I mentioned before, but like the process itself was down. Like this doesn't sound like a regular sales call that you might see a lot. It was more of solving the person. And then by the end of the day, when he was like, I need a payment plan, he told me how much was in the savings, how much was in the checking, how much he had in cash. And we just figured out a plan and he did it. And even after I closed him, I was like, dude, how do you feel? And he's like, I feel great. There you go, bro. Because 20 minutes from now, when you start shitting your pants, then you're like, oh shit, I finally did this thing. And you start getting some of those limiting beliefs, because they aren't just gonna go away in a day, right? Just like how when you went to the gym and lost 70 pounds, it didn't go away in a day, it took months, years, right? What are you gonna do to push through when those limiting beliefs come up again? I'm gonna say fucking keep pushing. Are you sure? Yes, okay. Let's fucking do this, bro. Let's fucking do this, okay? So, I hope you guys enjoyed, I hope you guys learned something. I'm gonna do some more recent sales calls as well, so you guys can learn about like what I've changed in my process. But I think this one's a really, really good one to watch, because it was one that really, really talked about like solving the person more than anything. So I hope all of you guys enjoyed. Again, if you want to learn more stuff like this in Closer Cartel, go ahead and apply below. But please like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.